Yo, what is up, everybody? Bradley Walker here.
And Jared, otherwise known as Seven.
In today's video, we're going to be giving you guys some pro tips, kind of how to start changing your life for the better. You know, we have past videos where we talk about diet, exercise, discipline, things like that. So we're going to continue to drop videos like this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our videos. We're dropping content 7 days a week. Make sure you check out the links in the description of this video. Sign up to our free Forex trading course to help you get started trading in the foreign exchange markets. Sign up to our Discord community to get access to our community and start trading with us on a daily basis. Make sure you sign up to Robinhood and Webull to get a free stock on us. Make sure you check out our recommended brokerages and follow us on all major social media platforms. But I'm going to be talking today about how to escape the rat race. You know, the problem with a lot of people, it's not necessarily income. There's two ways you can kind of look at it, and I'm actually going to switch over here to kind of give you guys some examples. So looking at this example right here, if you have an income of $100,000, your expenses are $95,000, left over you have $5,000. If somebody has income of $50,000 but expenses of $35,000, they have left over $15,000. So in reality, who is really doing better? So there's two ways to solve this problem of having too high of expenses. You can either increase your income or lower your expenses. Now, for a lot of people at this point in time, lowering expenses may not be a possibility. They may not be able to lower expenses that much. There's always little things that you can tweak and kind of do to lower the expenses, but a lot of times increasing income is going to be a good resolution to the problem. So in order to escape this rat race, you have your two methods. You either increase your income or lower your expenses. Now, obviously, in my scenario here, the second person is going to be in a lot better of a position. If they have $15,000 left over and they're investing that $15,000 in different asset classes, obviously they can then grow that money. Because we all know the US dollar is going down in value. It's devaluing at such a fast rate, and the cost of everything is still going up. So by saving money, simply putting it into a savings account, you're actually losing money. You're actually not really saving anything because of inflation, the price of things constantly going up. So the person in the second scenario here is definitely in a better spot. But if you can't lower your expenses that drastically, figure out different ways that you can definitely lower them, minimize certain things, cut back on certain things, but increasing income is definitely going to be key. So even for this person that makes 6 figures a year, but they're spending $95,000 with $5,000 left over, maybe instead of going on that vacation, maybe instead of, buying a boat, buying all of these fancy handbags, all of these fancy designer clothes and things like that, maybe cut back, take that $5,000, actually invest it into an asset class, and then allow that to grow. That way you're increasing your income. That way you can increase the gap between income and expenses. We see a lot of people, who win the lottery, a lot of people who are basketball players, NFL players, things like that, who get all of this money, but their expenses, as their income goes up, their expenses stay right there with it. So let's just say 100,000, 95,000. Let's just take that to 200,000. Now you're spending $190,000. You're still, even though you're increasing your income and your expenses are going up with it, so you're never actually getting ahead. You're never actually getting anywhere. So either increase your income. We prefer foreign exchange, cryptos. We're starting to look into NFTs, stocks, options, things like that. So we're looking at different ways to kind of increase our income while also lowering our expenses. So that's kind of my pro tip for the day. You either increase your income or lower your expenses, because if not, you're going to get caught in the rat race, because a lot of times it's not necessarily an income problem, because people start making more, they start spending more. So you need to increase the gap between your income and your expenses in order to start becoming successful and having actual freedom with your income.
All right, guys, my pro tip is going to be also related to like financial literacy and stuff. It's going to be something called the 4% rule. It's kind of related to like retiring earlier, not having to work for money anymore, that your investment accounts are basically able to take care of your annual expenses. So I'm going to show you kind of this calculation on the calculator of how you can do that. All right, guys. First, you basically just have to see what your annual expenses are. Basically, and this is another great reason why you have to try to have the lowest expenses possible, basically, especially when you're still building up and trying to work toward retirement or just financial independence. So the lower your yearly expenses are, the easier this will be and the quicker you can have an investment account that's big enough. So say if your expenses are $30,000 a year, so this is what you have to spend to take care of all your expenses a year. You just multiply that by 25 and it's 750,000. So you need investment account of 750,000, at least for ETFs or index funds, because on average the stock market grows about 4% a year. So you will just have to withdraw 4% of your investment account to pay the 30,000 in annual expenses, so you don't have to work anymore. Your annual expenses will be totally paid by the investment account. So you can do this by multiplying it by 0.04, which is 4%. And again, it goes back to 30,000. So this will pay your yearly expenses just off an investment account. The S&P 500 averages, we've said this before on videos, 8% a year. So if you're doing that, you'd be making 60,000 from the $750,000 account, and making more than double your yearly expenses. So this is a way that you can literally not work for money anymore and have an investment account that's just paying for your yearly expenses. And this isn't saying you don't have to continue working or making income, but you won't have to, basically. So I think it's definitely a great calculation. So it's just your annual expenses times 25. And that's how much you need in an investment account. And especially if you're doing this with a Forex account, we've done safely 80% within basically like 6 weeks. So that's much higher than what, this very safe and lower risk of investing in the total stock market. Yeah, if you're wanting to just be super safe and invest into just index funds or something, then this is a way you can, retire and just live off your investments. So.
And then real quick, just to tie our examples kind of into each other, if you take the 750,000 divided by 15,000, the person that's making 50 but only spending 35, how long would it take you to get to that point if you had an extra 15K a year?
How much would it take to get to?
Yeah, so if you did the 750,000 divided by 15,000, see how many years it would take to get to that point. So 50 years.
Compared to the other person who take them 150 years to retire, which obviously is impossible.
Exactly.
So 50 years is still not great, but at least they get to retire comfortably when they're like 70 and pass some money down. But the person who saves 5,000 a year would never retire, and they would die unhappy. Yeah. Definitely not the greatest example, but wanted to use it as an example just to show people, like, if you can increase that gap between your income and your expenses, and not start making more money, so you initially start spending more money right off the bat, you'll definitely get to that high investment account a lot faster. Like Seven said, we did this in Forex at a much greater percentage. So this is just one percentage, looking at, I think he was saying, with index funds and things. So definitely one example, but there's a lot of other ways to do it as well. So just make sure you're not blowing cash. There's been times where we didn't go on vacation. We missed family events because we were grinding. You have to be willing to make sacrifices in order to get further along in the long run, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I want to go out with my friends and party tonight. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're just blowing cash constantly. But if you can increase that gap, make those sacrifices now, in the long term, you'll be a lot better off. So definitely hope you guys found some value in these pro tips. We're going to definitely continue to do these kind of different ways, different formats and things like that, different topics, but definitely going to continue to do these. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our videos. We're dropping content 7 days a week. Check out the links in the description to get access to our free Forex trading course. Hop into our Discord community, sign up to our recommended brokerages, sign up to Robinhood and Webull to get a free stock on us. Follow us on all major social media platforms at Copy My Profits. Follow Seven at LilGod777 and follow me at I Am Bradley Walker. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.